You okay?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I
Good
just got,
morning.
yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon here
For
in
those
East
there.
Central Illinois. As I'm looking out the window, we still have a little bit of snow.
And in Southern California, it's about 60 degrees. And
Oh,
we're going to have rain tomorrow, which we absolutely need. And we're having
uh-huh.
high surf as high as 20 feet on some beaches right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. In
been
Oregon,
exciting.
they have king tides that people are talking about.
We're having what they call rogue waves.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I know those too.
Yeah, it's all the fun, but it's the last Friday of 2023.
It is.
It
Wow,
is.
Jill. We
We're
I
marching
just
into it.
I'm just like, wow, we've done this a while. I'm like
We have.
sort of just basking in how long and how fulfilling it is to have done this. This is sort of amazing, don't you think?
It is, and we had somebody who sent us both books that so we can invite a children's grief author on next year. And
Great.
then we also have an offer for some therapist friend of mine to come and talk about the loss involved in divorce and recreating life after divorce. So we'll do that sometime in
Yes.
January. So
Uh,
we've got some cool stuff coming for 2024.
I'm going to get a local funeral director who does a lot of cremation ceremonies for a couple different faiths around here.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, yeah,
That'll be really awesome. When I watch funerals in Europe, because,
yeah,
when we do grief, we do this stuff,
yeah.
admit it. Anybody who does grief, that you're like the funeral junkie and you watch this stuff and you watch how other people grieve and do death. And there are so many funerals now done at actual crematorium places, and the families have the service, and then they walk the casket to the crematorium itself. And I
Hmm.
think that's a fascinating process, and it's not reached our shores for the most part,
Mm-mm.
but and ours are going more towards natural. So I think it's kind of cool that we've got so many different ways we could talk about how to do loss,
Yeah,
the
isn't
actual doing of the loss.
the doing of the loss? Yeah, or the doing of the service.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Speaking of loss,
Hmm.
we have had somebody else on our show way in the beginning, a medium actually,
Hmm.
and this is from another medium for let me find it on Facebook. I just posted it. Uh, if it's okay if I could read this, I was
Hmm.
really sort of really touched. And she wrote, "Hi, this is your late loved one speaking. I don't have long, so listen up because I have a lot I want to tell you. First of all, I get it. This is your loved one talking.
Hmm.
Ever since I left this world, you have missed me, and I know you're bracing for the holidays without me. No matter what anyone says, this year's festivities are going to be really tough. In fact, let's be honest, this festive season will probably suck pond water.
And nothing smells worse than pond water.
No, pond scum, blech. But then Thanksgiving and Christmas are tough holidays for a lot of people. You're not alone. See, the misconception about the holidays is that they are one big party. That's what every song on the radio claims. Each television commercial you see shows happy families clad in gaudy Old Navy sweaters, carving up poultry, smiling their perfect Hollywood teeth at the camera. But that's not exactly reality. Can I continue?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In reality, 58% of Americans admit to feeling severely depressed and anxious during November and December. In reality, many folks will cry throughout the most wonderful time of the year. Well, guess what? Nobody is crying up here in heaven. This place is unreal. There is literally too much beauty to take in, way too much. For starters, get this, time doesn't even exist anymore, which I'm still getting used to. And right now, for all I know, the calendar year down on Earth could be 1728, 4045, 1991, or 12 BC. This is a realm where there is no ticking clock and no schedule. Up here, there is only this present moment, this, here, now. That's all there has ever been, and there is real comfort in this. I know this all seems hard to grasp, but if you were here, you'd get it. Also, for the first time, I'm pain free. I feel like a teenager again in my body. You probably don't realize how long I've lived with pain because I never talked about it. I kept my problems to myself because I was your loved one and you needed me to be brave. But pain is a devious thing. It creeps up on even the strongest person, little by little, bit by bit, until pretty soon pain becomes a central feature of our life. Sometimes my pain would get so bad, it was all I thought about. No, I'm not saying that my life was miserable. Far from it. I love being on earth. It's just that simple waking up each morning was getting exhausting. But you knew that. Uh, wait, wait. Oh, but you know what? Not anymore. In this new place, I am wholly and thoroughly happy. But enough about me. I don't have room to describe all the terrific things I'm experiencing, and you don't need to hear them. Right now, you're grieving, and what you need is a hug, which is why I'm writing you. This is my hug to you because you've lost sight of me. And in fact, you've lost sight of several important things lately. Death has a way of blinding us. It reorganizes the way you think, it changes you. You will never be the same after you lose someone. It messes with your inner physiology, it reorganizes your neurons. But then there's this teensy little thing you're forgetting. I'm still around. Yes, you read that correctly. I'm right here with you. No, you can't see me. No, you can't reach out and hold me. But did you know that one of the things I'm allowed to do as a heavenly being is hang out with you? It's true. I'm never far away. I'm in the room with you now, along with a big cloud of ancestors, saints, and witnesses. I'm shooting the breeze alongside you, watching you live your life, watching you raise your kids, watching your private moments of sorrow. Here in this new realm, I'm in a perfect position to help you learn things, which is why I vow to spend the rest of your earthly life teaching you little lessons, lending you a hand when you least expect it, and desperately trying to make you smile. Actually, I've already been doing this stuff. You just don't realize it. What? You don't believe me? Well, wake up, pal. You know that tingle you get in your spine whenever you think of me? That's me. You know how just yesterday you had a beautiful memory when you were driving and it made you cry so hard that it actually felt good and you began to laugh through your tears? Also, me. You know how sometimes when you're all alone, preoccupied with something else, and suddenly you get this faint feeling that someone is standing in the room with you? Hello, me. You're not alone on this earth. You never were. You never will be. So during this holiday season, when cheerful families are getting together and making merry and taking shots of eggnog, I'm going to be clinging to your shoulder, helping you muddle through somehow. I'll be making your spinal column tingle a lot, and I'll be sending plenty of signs. Each of these signs, every single one is code for I love you. So start paying attention to these hints because this was one. I just thought for
It's a good
those
way
that,
to close the year. Yeah.
yes, and not everybody believes in a heaven. Not everybody is that. But if you could take away from here that you're not alone.
And that your loved ones remain with you in some way, shape, or form, whether memories or
That's
energy or waiting for you somewhere else, whatever it is that your belief holds.
that's right.
Obviously, nobody can tell you right or wrong because none of us are going to know, and then we won't be available to tell you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Although I do expect
Although,
a visit, Deb, if you get there before I do.
you know what? I have told people to look for these signs. There's certain people I want to haunt. So if a salt shaker falls over by itself and then you set it upright and it falls again, that is me. I just want you to know that.
You were in my kitchen yesterday.
Well, let's just say some hauntings are similar in nature by certain people.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
also want a double rainbow at my funeral or memorial service. That I really want. Don't worry if it starts raining. It's
It's a
gearing up.
wish.
It's
Right.
a wish. That's
It's
right.
a wish. There you go.
And believe me, I'll sit on your bed if I think you're being a jerk, and I'll tell you.
That works. That works. How else do we get people through this whole craziness of New Year's that's already starting? Like, because this is when we get to these countdown days and everyone has to have the show about who we've lost that's important this year. And, public losses are important, but the private losses are the ones that folks are feeling. And to some, it feels like it's minimizing. Today is the second anniversary of my father-in-law's death. And so that's really being felt at our house today. But you're hearing about, the singer, the actor, the
Well,
politician.
Tommy Smothers died yesterday.
Right. Right. And I know someone who knew him and they are missing him for real. And,
Uh-huh.
we do have those public losses, but when we have all the public recognition at the end of the year for all the millions who've had other losses, it tends to reinforce their sense that my loss isn't as important. My loved one didn't count as much. No one really knows the depth of what I'm feeling. And I'm not speaking personally, folks. I'm okay
Right.
right now, honestly. But it's that sense that so many people get when they see so much of it. And then that's combined with we're starting over with a new year. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave everything behind. For grievers,
You don't
what is
leave it
that? What is that
behind.
message? Right. What does that mean, Deb?
You know, I just want to talk about also because in 2 weeks, I'll be doing a bowl burning ceremony, right?
Of
And
those.
you've not attached, you've attended things like that. And the title is Letting Go and Letting In. Because, yes, technically, you, with someone who has died, of course, you let go of them. They're not here, right? That's the obvious. But what happens all too often is when you let go, you shut down. How
It
nothing
doesn't
is
feel like it gives you permission to have the emotional connection still, and that connection is still
That's
there.
right. It doesn't seem like, and I don't, in for me, I don't know that we ever let go. You integrate.
Right.
And I don't, I, until we start changing some of the verbiage, it's integration. It is not just letting go and cutting off. It doesn't really work that way.
No, you
And
integrate the loss and you allow yourself to remember them and you allow yourself to have the full spectrum of emotions.
that's
That
right.
whole double rainbow, the sad, the happy, the funny, sometimes the angry, right?
Yeah,
I had a moment with my mom this morning early about 6 a.m. when I was sorting postcards and Christmas cards she'd kept for 50 years. Like, if these were important enough to her, now what do I do? I toss.
exactly.
I toss because I can't hold all this stuff,
That's
right?
right.
Take some
That's,
pictures and let it be. You're allowed to have all the levels of emotions, all the spectrum.
and once we give, once as a, not once, like it's going to happen one time,
Hmm.
integrating new verbiage such as it's okay, not why can't you get over it, integrating the verbiage of, that's pretty normal, not like, boy, are you an idiot, or infer that, or
It's
I'm not
okay
going
that
to get
you are
into it
still
with my,
missing them.
we don't have to medicate right away. We don't
Mm-mm.
have to, Jill and I have talked about this. If, yes, if it's impacting your quality of life, but if you've stopped doing like brushing your teeth or changing your underwear or
Then we got to talk.
yeah, then I think we need to talk. So,
Yeah.
and Steve says right here, been 2 years still going through the same thing.
But he
You
does
know,
shower and he smells good. I can attest to that.
I'm
And he
hoping
bakes.
so.
But yeah, we want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. But we
Yeah.
don't want the new year approaching to be, oh, now we can leave everything behind because
You
we
know,
don't.
nobody does. They're
No.
lying to you if they say they did.
And you
What
don't want to leave the good things that happened in the previous year behind either.
correct.
You don't leave behind the triumphs, so you don't leave behind the sorrows.
It becomes part of you.
You integrate them.
You integrate.
And you don't let anyone minimize by saying, oh, we're having this big special on blah 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 channel, of everybody. And it's like when they do the memorial at the Oscars and they forget people,
Oh, we go
right?
crazy. We go crazy. Those
Because
of us who are
they
like,
forgot someone. You know that was the someone. And I've watched that every year because I've known people who've had those people up there. And because I live in California, we have directors and producers here.
yeah.
And you just hope that the name is going to show up, right? And then it's, well, how come a costumer got up there but this person didn't? Why are we even saying that? We shouldn't be comparing. Everybody's absence is felt by somebody,
That's right.
or we
And,
hope it is.
as those of us in our uh, AATH family are getting
Mhm.
older and we're dying along the way, we're leaving AATH because of death, not
Right.
because we didn't pay our dues. We, I look at people I want to see uh, honored for the work that they've done, for the
Mhm.
work that they're still doing. I want to take that moment to acknowledge that was difficult. Look what they do. Look at a
Mhm.
contribution somebody made.
Right.
And, I think about that uh, with parties or with gathering of groups and sort of looking at people differently, you know, um, comparing people, not comparing their gifts, this is good, this is bad, but looking at, you know, or remembering what they've brought before
Mhm.
to to life, whether I agree with them or not,
Right.
you know. I like what Steve wrote. He wrote, "The continuous memorials only reinforces and invalidates all those losses unrecognized, leaving us with that whole." He wrote
I think
WHOLE.
he meant HO.
Yeah, but
But
that's
the
what we
whole
aim for.
is
That
to be whole.
hole in your heart.
Hmm.
And,
Absolutely.
you
And we
know,
want folks to have permission to turn off all those memorials,
yes,
to maybe not listen to Auld Lang Syne, to do something different at New Year's, to let
yes,
the new year be, okay, this will be the year that I integrate all the changes that have happened in my life,
yes.
whatever that would be. New Year's Eve is actually my mom's birthday, so it'll be our first birthday without her and New Year's Eve in a double whammy.
In a
Gotta
depth,
love those
yeah,
moments, right? But
exactly.
it means integrating the absence with the memories, with permission to be sad and also permission to tell some stories.
I think that's eh, that's it in a nutshell. Learning to give yourself permission even when others don't. So many people look for validation outside of themselves. Is it normal to want to? And of course it is.
Right.
And to give ourselves permission to watch or not watch, to feel badly that someone got left out, or wow, I didn't realize that that person died. And you go for a moment and you go, what? I just got a call from, and I'm going to mention him here, from one of my camp buddies, and how he wound up with some sort of dementia, fell, and most likely died from a brain hemorrhage. And
Right.
so I got the news that he died. And, they don't call me by Deb or Deborah. I'm Daisy. So they go, Daisy, I know you can't make it to the service. Can you write some words of remembrance of what Gary was about? And I said, he had a twinkle in his eye, the size of whatever Christmas card you get that shows the star above little baby Jesus. You know, that's how big his twinkle in his eye was 100% of the time. Mischievous, he was like a little elf who played the ukulele.
Like it.
Yeah. And I'm honored to be asked to share a memory, to bring up those memories. And it was, 20 years ago. Yeah. It's amazing. And take note of what you remember about some people's strengths.
Write it down.
Write it down or make sure
Share
you're
it.
sharing it. It makes it more real, much like uh, what my friend wrote as she was saying about people who have died.
Hmm.
I call her my favorite talks to dead people person.
I think we need to have a few more mediums on. People really responded to that. And I think that would be a good way to bring in the new year. Maybe we can work on that.
I would love to.
Yeah,
I can ask around.
there
I
you go.
got different ones.
So, what are you doing for New Year's, my friend?
Well, New Year's Eve, uh, Daniel, one of the pastors, he'll be speaking, and then we're going to have a big potluck. And I thought, well, just for the heck of it, some of us could build little gingerbread houses or paint ugly sweaters for dessert. Paint ugly sweater cookies, not
Right.
just ugly sweaters. Sorry.
You don't want to eat the sweaters. That would be bad
No.
and not
And
tasty.
I'm going to bring some. So that's like during the day. And then in the evening, probably say to our neighbors, what leftovers do you have? And can we share? Just
Hmm.
share leftovers. We played card games last year, just us. And then they leave about 9 because we're all tired. And then I'm on the couch by myself watching, because Daryl will probably go to bed, watch Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, because I'm watching their friendship, even maybe the public things of their friendship and their entertainment value. But to hear Anderson Cooper's giggle,
Yes.
yeah, and I still haven't listened to his grief podcasts.
Oh, I've been listening bits in here and there, but I got to
Good.
tell you, holidays and grief and being a grief therapist,
Yeah.
when I am off, I'm
Yes.
off. I
You
hang
know,
that up. I've been listening to podcasts about everything but just because
yes.
there's a
Well,
lot of absorbing that goes on this time of year, and you do that as well.
I I do. And I do self-care.
Yeah,
I'm my self-care skills are improving. I
I go
love.
clean, but that'll be over soon. So
And
yeah,
you're going to be so tonight you're going to have a little wine and open up some more presents.
yes.
And then so how are you going to honor your mom's birthday, the first year of her passing, and the new year? What's
Well,
and
New Year's Eve is a Sunday this year,
yeah,
and so our church has the Holy Shredder that sits in the front of the church and gets wings and a halo. And when you walk in, there are little slips of paper that you can put on what it is that you want to have not go with you into the new year.
yeah,
And then partway through the service, everybody takes their slips up and they put them in the Holy Shredder.
I love
And
it.
there's a blessing involved. And then there's a fresh piece of paper to write down what you do want to, not the resolutions, what you would like to see happen or where you'd like to be or something for next year, however you frame it. It's not a resolution.
Hmm.
And then those get saved for the next New Year's Eve, and those go up on a bulletin board in our fellowship room. And then our family's doing coffee hour. So we have a new minister, and she did a thing where everybody got to say what they thought might be good for a change at church. And the kids universally said pizza. So we're going to serve pizza for coffee hour and then birthday cupcakes because my mom's birthday is that day and my dad's is on the 2nd. So we're going to celebrate their birthdays with the congregation, but not in a
Oh,
maudlin way, in a fun
yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah, in a fun
right?
way.
In a
Yeah.
fun way. And then I'll go home and finish working on our house some more.
Hmm.
And we'll watch the Rose Parade in the morning because
Hmm.
everybody watches the Rose Parade. And we're supposed to have good weather because it never rains on the Rose Parade. And then we will finish up the house the beginning of the week, hopefully. And then we've got 2 weekends away planned, so we'll be able to get
Yes.
away and not be continuing the process of the closing out and
Right.
start the process of sort of reshaping where life goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll probably take some Martinelli's over to Carrie's new house, and toast over there because it'll be her first New Year in her new house, and she's all settled in now.
Is Martinelli's champagne?
It's sparkling cider.
Sparkling cider. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Carrie is not at all an alcohol user, so we'll use sparkling cider with her. And then
Wonderful.
I will drink the champagne because I am going to celebrate that this year of all of the changes is coming to a close, and hopefully it'll be good changes for the new year. But again, not a resolution, just a hopeful,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
see what we can do with the year kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you, one, I have to confess to everybody, I really don't like champagne. I
Oh,
am not, I try, I can't do it. So some not sparkling, but some mulled wine I'll
there you
probably
go.
have. And um, do you, what was I going to, I don't make resolutions anymore.
No, I don't think that they're healthy
No, no. You
because
know,
they
it's so
create a
black and
stress
white.
like right here. Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
that resolution and that resolution. Oh my no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
off, be gone.
yeah, yeah. I like to, you know, here's here's some things I'd like to see. I like to manifest in my mind's eye with a feeling, because what I love about unfolding is it never ever unfolds, at least for me, in the exact way I see it. However, it does unfold in the way I felt it.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
that's important.
Unfolding is a good image for New Year's.
Yes. How will it unfold?
Hmm. And
Yeah.
how many layers? And will it be origami or will it be one of those talkie things like we used to make as kids?
With the fortunes.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. My mother says that very best. It's
Right?
like eeny, meeny, miny, mo without the eeny, meeny.
If you're young, ask an older person who's over the age
Yeah,
of
yeah,
55.
yeah.
They'll tell
That's
you
so
about it.
funny.
Right? All right,
Oh,
folks, we wish you all the very best and a very safe weekend. Please be careful. There are too many people having too much champagne out on the roads,
yeah,
and it's slippy slidey in some places. Be careful.
yeah.
Take
And
care of yourselves. Hold your heart close as you are taking the things with you into the new year with you, the good and the sad, and find the joy.
take a breath in and breathe out. And for now, know that you're here right now.
And
Just
we'll be
be.
back next week with you.
We'll see you in the new year.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.